Hey, if everybody's doing good out there, I thought I would go ahead and do a reading on relationships today. Just general relationships. If you want a specific reading for you, you're more than welcome to message me and we will figure that out together. And I'd be happy to do that for you. Let's see. Venus, the planet of love, is leaving Virgo and going into Libra, which is also like the sign of love. Venus rules Libra. And so it's going to be very, very interesting. I think things are going to be warming up a lot with people and getting quite hot, actually. Woo-hoo. So, if they haven't already, sometimes if you're sensitive, like I am, you feel things and experience them just a little bit sooner than other people. So, yeah, I'm smiling. Love is in the air. Can't believe I'm singing. Okay, so first card. Opossum. Let me pull that back. And it says strategy. Have a backup plan. Ooh, in case your relationship doesn't work, I guess. One can only assume. Let's see the rest of the cards. No. This is going to be a 4-card spread. And the first card is going to be the general feeling of the relationship. The second card is your input to the relationship and your influences on the relationship. The third card will be your lovers or love mate or potential love mates energy and contribution to the situation. So, thought I had another one. Not yet. It'll be coming. Hang on. So, it's been a challenging time, huh? Definitely interesting. I don't know about you, but feels like there's a lot of newness. Just stuff happening that didn't happen before. Okay, here's our second card. This is your contribution. It says the antelope, decisiveness, make a decision and take appropriate action. So, depending on how your relationship is making you feel, you need to make a decision whether to stay or go. If it makes you feel good and it feeds your soul, stay. If it's not feeding your soul or teaching you something valuable, leave. That's all. I've been in a lot of relationships in the last several years that I've had to end. Almost every relationship I've had. Because I guess I'm growing. But it just seemed to me like there wasn't much reciprocating going on. It was just me giving, and then giving till it hurt until I'd just give more. That's what empaths do. I don't like to give up. Okay. Well, I got several cards that flew out here, so it's a 4-card spread, so I'm going to take these 3 and put them to the side. And the next card is Monkey. Ingenuity. Be adaptable. The situation calls for adaptability and innovation on their part. Okay. Let's see. We need a 4th card, the outcome for the next couple weeks in whatever relationship is on your mind and in your heart or leaving your heart. whichever. There's a lot of breakups happening right now because of the eclipses. The eclipses are just taking things right out of our lives. Could be beliefs, could be people, could be jobs, could be relationships, could be just about anything. I can think of a few things I want eclipsed, but I'm working on it, so it doesn't matter much. Okay, I got Coyote. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. The Coyote is the wise fool. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. So whatever's going on, find whatever it is you learn from it. Whether you need to keep it in your life or get rid of it in your life, doesn't really matter much. And then for our extra cards, we have Raccoon, which is resourcefulness. You have all the resources you need. So for some of us, if we have to walk away from a relationship, we're gonna have what we need. Don't worry about it. We also have Bears, boundaries, stand your ground. Don't go against your own soul's desire. And Snake, healing. You are a healer, and you will be healing. You can either be healing a relationship or healing yourself, leaving a relationship. It depends on your situation. Like I said, this is a general reading, so. Okay, so let's look at Opossum again. Strategy, have a backup plan. That doesn't look like, a good thing for some relationships. That makes it look like you need to be ready for pretty much anything. So let's look at that one a little closer. Opossum. Don't get attached to one and only one plan. Always have a plan B, or at least a few other approaches to the subject of your inquiry. Too often you'll find yourself stuck with an agenda about how things should be or how you should act in a given situation, whether or not the plan you're acting on is one that will work. One definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over, expecting different results. So this time, try something new if your first approach doesn't work. So instead of turning left, turn right. Listen closely to your inner promptings. You'll find clues as to what to do all around you and inside you if you just pay attention. It may not be obvious at first, but by opening your eyes, ears, and senses, you'll find some delightful, ingenious ways of approaching this situation so that the outcome will be in your favor and in alignment with the will of Spirit. And this card is also associated to agility, maternal instinct, and stability. So my gut is telling me that whatever you normally do isn't working, so do something totally different. And it can be fun. So, for example, if your sex life is, dull, routine, you've been in the same relationship for eons, and things have kind of gotten dead, and you want to spice stuff up, try some role-playing, dress up, flirt, like really flirt. But have fun. Make them laugh. Make yourself laugh. Just have a good time. And, spontaneity is an amazing thing, but you want to keep things light, There's so much heavy stuff going on all the time, so give yourself a break. Now, if you're one of these kind of codependent types who likes to save everybody, like I used to be, don't save anybody. Don't go out of your way. If it's a relationship you want to keep and it's new, let them come to you. I know, it's totally out of water. But if that's what it takes to get what you want, do it. I'm trying it. So you can. Okay. Antelope is decisiveness. Decide whether or not this relationship is in your best interest and for your highest good. And if it's not, let it go. The book says if you're going to sit, then sit. If you're going to stand, then stand. If you're going to run, then run. Don't hesitate and don't equivocate. This is not the time for discussion, debate, deliberation, or hesitation. Even choosing to be still and do nothing can be a wise decision at times. I like this. Especially in life growth. It's important enough for you to ask the question, or if it's important enough for you to ask the question, then it's just as important that you remain steady in your pursuit of the answer. It doesn't matter if you've got a few inches or several miles to go. Take your time, no need to hurry, and keep your sights on the objective. You'll have to put your feelings and any ambivalence aside for the time being. Indeed, you might even meet up with resistance, but don't give up. You really are almost there, but before getting quote-unquote there, first live in the present. It's only from this moment that you can truly proceed on your journey to get wherever you're headed. So go to it. I like it. Stick to your guns. It really fits in with the bear card that we got as extra that fell out, which is about boundaries and standing your ground. So that one's pretty strong. If you want something, go get it. But make sure it's for your highest good and theirs. Otherwise, let it go. Okay, that's your contribution. The contribution of the love interest of yours is the situation calls for them to be adaptable and innovative. And ingenuity. The monkey. Let me read that one. I love monkeys. They're so cute. Monkey. No matter what's happening right now, you've got to be able to first adjust to the circumstances at hand, then generate creative solutions or ideas and act on them. The situation will require you to get your hands on it, take a good look at it, use your intelligence, coupled with your gut sense, to evaluate it, and then choose a course of action. Okay, so they're really looking at you too and deciding if you're the right one. So don't get rigid about your choice, however, as once you make your move, new factors will come into play and you may have to adjust your course again. So this is all about starting over and learning about each other. This is interesting. Or if it's a love of a job or an opportunity, just don't give up. Wow, it just occurred to me that this might, the relationship thing might be about a job or a goal instead of just love of a relationship with a person. Or it could be about a relationship with yourself. It's kind of like, oh, wait. You'll have to adjust your course again, sometimes very rapidly. Count on it. It's kind of like swinging from tree to tree. You have to be very quick in anticipating which branch to grab a hold of. Don't get discouraged if one direction doesn't pan out. Just be willing to shift, and it will work out. From time to time, use that keen mind of yours to stop and assess what's happening, then continue on, perhaps with a slight change in course based on new information. Once you stop and look back, you'll see that every move was timely and purposeful. You'll have an amazing ability to move through life in a fluid and poetic fashion, whether or not you're aware of it. Just don't get stuck in old habits and routines. Trust in that, and you can do no wrong. So that's your partner's contribution to the situation. That's amazing to me, because often your partner's just a mirror anyway. So I would take that advice for myself. Be adaptable and don't give up. If things often morph from one thing into something totally else, what starts off as a flirtation or, dating could change into a real relationship and evolve. That's what I'm seeing anyway, or feeling. Coyote is the outcome, and Coyote says, accept your follies and find the teaching in them, the wise fool. And my goal has been for a very long time, whatever happens to me, I figure it's for my highest good and it's to teach me. So even if it hurts, I don't want to repeat the lesson again, so I try to get it the first, second, third, or 50th time, depending on how many times I've made that same mistake. Anyway, wise fool. Pause for a moment. Think of those times when you've acted thoughtless or foolish, perhaps even recently. How did you feel? Embarrassed? Ashamed? Well, it's time to let it go, to stop attacking or shaming yourself, or blandly accepting these instances. It goes way beyond that to loving the fool inside, that part of you that with such childlike innocence behaves in a way that sometimes brings on social or self-condemnation. To sincerely and deeply love that part of you surpasses rote forgiveness or bland acceptance. It opens you to loving yourself unconditionally, as well as loving the foibles of others. The burden of such shame is too great for anyone to carry. You might see these idiosyncrasies with a sense of humor. When you do something foolish, the sooner you can laugh about it with yourself, not at yourself, the sooner you can move to a place of true self-acceptance. It's often only later when we can look back at these situations that we can discern the more important lessons and the wisdom contained within them. You can be a fool for love. I've done that so many times I can't count them all. Some of it I regret. All of it I've learned from and gotten better. So, let go of any mistakes. Let go of any judgments and be the child that you are. We're coming, we're in Leo season. We're in Leo season. And that represents the child. And we're about to have an eclipse in Leo on the new moon in Leo. So maybe it's time to forgive yourself and love yourself and really love yourself, though. Really. Like you would if it was someone else. You'd never judge other people nearly as harshly as you judge yourself.